Hello friends, and welcome to Strings and Stuff with Jonny Barefoot. Okay, so this is episode 1, so clearly I need to work on a jingle. But, anyway, so I just wanted to launch a new series of videos here on my YouTube channel. If you scroll around in there, you'll see lots of live performance videos and stuff like that. But I wanted to try something a little bit different. Maybe inspired by, I think it was yesterday, being the 20th anniversary of the first YouTube video being uploaded. Or actually, I think a friend of mine once told me that they wanted to, maybe see a video or hear a podcast of things that I think about, things that I like and do. Somebody mentioned about that, I think, in my past, and anyway, I thought I'd give it a try. Because I'm a musician. Some of you know, some of you may not know that I'm a musician. I've been playing guitar for most of my life, and so I thought I'd share some of my thoughts and different things. Primarily I play guitar, but I play other instruments as well. Guitar, mandolin, banjo, mountain dulcimer. I write songs as well as play in solo and in bands as well. I have other interests too: politics, spirituality. I have some favorite authors, favorite film directors, favorite movies, that sort of thing. Like anybody, I've got lots of different interests, and I might end up talking about that. So that's why it's Strings and Stuff with Jonny Barefoot. So, but for today, for the first episode, I thought I'd just talk about something kind of at the beginning of things, sort of basic, with acoustic guitar, or guitar in general, talking about chord shapes in standard tuning. Now, by standard tuning, I'll just explain that a little bit if I might need to. So it's E, A, D, G, B, E. And that's the standard tuning that we use for guitar. 6-string guitar and 12-string. And that is called standard because it's what most people use quite a lot of the time. There are other tunings, alternate tunings. I like to explore around alternate tunings, so I'll be doing videos later on about alternate tunings and that, and we'll explore that another time. But standard tuning is good because everyone knows what it is. Everyone who plays guitar knows what it is. And then everybody knows the chord shapes that are being used as well. So when you go to learn a song, you look it up on the internet, you'll see a chord chart. It'll give you chords for E, G, D, A, right? And everyone knows what those shapes are when you play guitar. And then that makes it easy too if you're jamming with other musicians, if you're playing with your friends, and they're playing a song that you don't know, maybe, or you don't know how to play it at least. You can watch a friend playing, and if you see their hand that's fretting the notes, you know what chords they're playing. So if you follow along, you can learn the song and you can play it with them. So standard tuning is good that way. There's certainly nothing wrong with the first position, meaning you're here with open strings and on the first, second, third frets of the guitar, but sometimes you might want to have something that sounds a little bit different. So what you can do is, and you can experiment with this, you can move those shapes around. And that's essentially actually what you're doing with bar chords. If you're just beginning on guitar, you might have heard of bar chords. So you have an E chord. If you move that up 3 frets, 1, 2, 3, and then put your first finger across all 6 strings, which you don't all have to press the whole thing. Really, you just have to press the first, the 6th string, the 2nd string, and 1st string. So there's a G chord. But what if you didn't use your finger to bar across there, essentially creating a nut at this is the nut here, creating a nut at the 3rd fret to make a G chord? What if you just moved it and used the E shape somewhere else? Let's try that out. Sounds interesting. And then if we didn't want it to have that E, but we wanted it to sound more like a G, there Now it doesn't have a G bass. You're using the D bass there. So it's a slash chord, and that can be another topic altogether, because that's like you have a chord, a D chord, but you are sorry, a G chord, but you're using a D as its bass, so its lowest note, like that, or like here, like we did. That's a whole other topic, though. I don't want to get into that. But so just move the chords around and see what happens. Or up here, in like if you're going to do an A, so you're on the 7th fret or 6th fret, really. So that sounds kind of nice. If you just did E, moved it up 1 fret. Sounds kind of cool. Sort of flamenco sounding. There, here, there. Like a lot of guitarists have done that. Alex Lifeson in Rush, particularly, will do that. Jimmy Page as well does a lot of stuff like that. Moving a D shape around. Just wherever you put it, play a chord and see what happens. Just explore around. That might not be the sound you want for that song, but when you're playing an A and then you go to a D, maybe you're thinking, well, it sounds good, but what if I had a different sound? So let's take that A shape and move it around until you're playing a D. That sounds a little different. So it'll give you a different sound and make your music sound a little bit more interesting. Again, nothing wrong with the ordinary shapes in first position, but maybe sometimes you want something that sounds a little different. What you can also do as well is when you're moving it around, just take part of that chord, and here, let's say E, an E chord, if you just went from the octave, because the E chord, you're using all strings, right? All 6 strings. So you're getting an octave in there, so that's here. So let's move that. This is what I like to play an A chord like this a lot of the time. So move that up to, say, the 6th fret. So you're playing it like that. And that gives you an interesting kind of sound. Instead of this, which is a nice chord, but this, maybe that's the sound you want. So if you want to sound a little bit different, make your music sound a little bit more interesting, try that. Move chords around, move the chord shapes around. And then you're getting into, and that's another thing we're getting into as well, is talking about extensions. That's like an A9, but that's another topic altogether. What I just wanted to talk about is taking chord shapes, simple chord shapes, and moving them around just to explore and see what you come up with. Okay, so also another tip about that. I've been playing guitar most of my life. I'm playing guitar for over 45 years. So how do you keep things fresh? How do you come up with new ideas? Just keep exploring. And also, there's another thing. When I was thinking about this video, one of those things came to mind. That's like when people say, "What would you say to your 18-year-old self if you had the chance?" What I would say is, you don't know as much as you think you do, and that's always going to be the case. Always. Geniuses who have been studying their craft their whole lives will tell you the same thing. There's always something to learn. When I was exploring around with chords like that, I found an interesting way to play an E flat chord, which all guitarists know is not the best key for guitar. But if you use a C shape and move it up till you have an E flat on the 6th fret, is your E flat bass there. But also you can use a slash chord, which is another topic for another day. But you just kind of have to cheat and be lazy and sort of cover the E string, the first string, because if you don't, it sounds kind of weird unless that's the sound you want. But if you just sort of cheat and be a little bit lazy with your first finger, even if you don't stop there in the second string, that's not going to sound, and it's going to sound nicer. So that's an interesting way to play an E flat, and I figured that out not too long ago, actually. So yeah, always be curious, always be trying out new things, always check out new ideas and stuff. So anyway, this has been lots of fun, and if you like what you're seeing here, you know, if you want to subscribe, go ahead and click subscribe and hit that bell. I'm probably going to upload a video about once a week or so. We'll see what happens, hopefully. And so yeah, until next time, take care, peace, and I'm Jonny Barefoot, and this has been Strings and Stuff with Jonny Barefoot.